want to welcome everyone to Commissioner's Court. I'd like to thank you for being here with us today. And as is our custom, we have Brother Brent Williams with us this morning. Sir, please come forward and lead us in the invocation. And Commissioner McCann, the pledges.
Father, I just want to start today by just saying that peace is not a principle, it's a person. You're the Prince of Peace, and so I pray over this court that you told us, you commanded us, do not worry about anything, but in everything with prayer and supplication with thanksgiving to make our requests known before God, that the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, would keep our hearts and minds in Christ. That's what I pray over the court today, that we would understand that peace is a relationship with you, that it's a person, not a principle. It's in Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Brother Williams, thank you, sir. Well, again, good morning. The time is 9:02. We do have a quorum, so we will call this meeting to order. Are there any citizens' comments?
No, sir.
All right. Item 1, consider and take action on minutes from previously held meeting of Commissioners Court on July 25th, 2023. Are there any additions, deletions, or comments?
Hearing none, Judge, I move we approve the regular Commissioner Court minutes for the regular session July 25th, 2023 as presented.
I'll second his motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Tilley and seconded by Commissioner Stivey to approve the minutes of July 25th as presented. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Item number 2 is consider and take action to reappoint 2 members to the Henderson County Hospital Authority Board. In court, we were notified some time ago of the need to reappoint 2 members. And those 2 members, Lisa Koshin and Ashley McKee, have indicated their desire to be reappointed. I do want to add that we have 1 vacancy that also we need to find membership to, possibly 2. Ms. King, I do not believe wishes to be reappointed, and of course we had. So at this time, we'd like to ask the court to reappoint Lisa Koshin and Ashley McKee and start making provisions for the other 2 placements as well. Any comments? I believe Mr. Bevel was precinct 4 representative.
3.
Precinct 3. I'm not sure, Ms. King.
I'm not sure, but I do have someone interested in being on there. There is a spot in one.
Okay. We'll need to, Ms. Goggins, did we get an opportunity to find out the location of Ms. King? I think she was an Athens resident. Okay. We'll get that noted and get back to the court once we have all the names for the 2 vacant positions. Any comments or discussion concerning the reappointment of Ms. Koshin and Ms. McKee? Any other discussion? That entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to reappoint Lisa Koshin and Ashley McKee to the Henderson County Hospital Authority Board.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, seconded by Commissioner McCann to reappoint Lisa Koshin and Ashley McKee to the Henderson County Hospital Authority Board. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Thank you, Court. Item number 3 is consider and take action on a request for the overpayment of taxes from the Henderson County Tax Assessor Collector. Good morning.
Good morning. I have 4 refund checks for court approval totaling $53,990.78.
Court, questions?
What is a judgment?
It's when it's taken to court.
Okay.
so it goes past the ARB.
Goes past ARB and
Yeah.
then it goes to court for a judgment?
Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
I'll make the motion for
I'll second.
repayment of overpaid taxes.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann and seconded by Commissioner Spivey to approve the request for the overpayment of taxes as presented. One last comment, happy birthday. All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes, it is Barbara's birthday. Who's Barbara? Item number 4, consider and take action on a possible burn ban for Henderson County. Fire Marshal Renberg,
Good morning, Court.
is it dry?
It's a little dry. I wish I'd have brought this to the court last week. The Keach Byram jumped 70 points in about a week's time. Kind of caught me off guard, but we're here now. So right now in Henderson County, our wettest spot basically is 570. Our hottest or driest spot is 719. Our average is 665. And if you remember, 575 is our threshold for burn ban in Henderson County. Just a little bit about what's going on. For the month of July, we had 47 grass fires. We've had other fires, but just grass fires. But 30 of those grass fires have been in the last 2 weeks. So they're starting to increase. I got some information from the Forestry Service via email yesterday. They send out some real good information to us. Right now, in the area that we're in Henderson County, we're in the 97th percentile for a high energy release rate in our components. So basically our fuel load right now is extremely bad. They've even started talking about the 1,000-hour fuel load, which is usually trees that are 3 to 8 inches in diameter, talking about those being able to burn now, which is a bigger problem because they burn hotter and longer, and so the fires could be extended for longer periods of time. His email, it didn't look good for the future. The 2-week outlook is even worse. The little bit of green that we have, or yellow that we have in Henderson County right now, they're predicting to be solid red in the next couple of weeks. So I wouldn't be surprised if all of the county is well above 650 or 700 in the next couple of weeks.
Court questions?
Well, when I looked at it back on last Thursday, it was saying we were 617. And so now we're, what did you say,
665.
Yeah. So 50 points in almost 4 or 5 days.
Right. It's jumping between 8 to 10 points a day right now, but that will continue to increase the number it jumps up.
And there's, 158 counties right now underneath the burn ban,
Right.
and everybody around us.
With the exception of Smith, and I think Van Zandt County, I don't believe, has done their burn ban also.
Is,
Yeah, they got a lot of rain up there, a lot more than we did.
Yeah.
how is, would the one over off of 2813 be the largest that you've had?
So far, yeah, that would be the largest one that we've had. We've been pretty fortunate. The response time from the fire departments has been great up to this point, but we've kind of transferred from handling fires with 1 to 2 fire departments to multiple fire departments. We had a structure fire over in Chandler, south of Chandler last night. I think we had 13 departments on.
Well, I know I've had several phone calls and everybody's asking if we're under a burn ban or when we're gonna go. So
Me too.
I think it's time.
I would ask the court, normally we do them for 30 days. If we would this time, I would suggest doing 28 days so that it actually lines up with our commissioners' courts, if we could, if the court wishes to set one.
I'll make the motion to approve the fire ban for a
Second.
28-day cycle.
Yeah. You second that?
Yes, sir.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann and seconded by Commissioner Tilley to impose a burn ban on Henderson County for 28 days. Any other discussion? All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item number 5 is consider and take action on amendment number 9 for the Southern Health Partners for inmate medical and psychiatric care in the Henderson County Justice Center. Sheriff.
Good morning, Court. This is, basically this one is going to do two things. During the workshop, I mentioned that Southern Health Partners was saying they were going to go up on their, just for their inmate medical care. I worked with them. They also wanted to go up on their per diem rate. They haven't went up as far as a percentage rate in a while. They did go up in a per diem rate a while back, so I talked them into not going up on the per diem, but going up on the inmate medical care. I understood that. And then on the psychiatric care, we have been using in the past Dr. Taft's office out of Corsicana for the psychiatric care. We've had him since 2015. He's been at the same rate since 2015, which is $72,000 a year. He met with me. He gave me a proposed contract. He was going up to almost $80,000 a year on his new proposed contract. And then in his proposed contract also, he was basically, it was written that I didn't have an option if his counselor said this individual needed to be taken to a mental health facility. I was going, by following the guidelines of the contract, I would have to do that. Well, we all know if I don't have a bed, I can't do that. We continue to work with the Andrews Center, and we've got one at the hospital right now we're trying to do an OPC on, and we work with the prosecutor's office. I mean, there's a process that has to be met, and I really didn't feel comfortable. Not only was he going up on that, he was going up on the rate for, we have to have, according to Sandra Bland, we have to have 24-hour psychiatric care, and a lot of jails use via Zoom, and we had that option in the old contract. He went up to $375 per use of that. So with Southern Health Partners, they'll do the psychiatric piece for $73,000, which is a $1,000 increase, and then they'll do the Zoom piece for $159 a day, which is actually a decrease in what we're having to pay right now. One thing I do like about going with Southern Health Partners on that also is it's one vendor. They bill us once a month. We're not going to have to continue to pay Dr. Taft every 2 weeks and Southern Health Partners. It'll just all be in one bundle now. Southern Health Partners, we've had a relationship with them since 2010. They assure me they can get my needs taken care of. So this is what I'm asking the court to do, and dropping off Dr. Taft and then adding this under Southern Health Partners to help us stay in compliance with the Sandra Bland Act and then inmate health care.
Court, questions, comments? Overall, what do you believe this will increase us annually?
Of course, it's a $1,000 increase to the psychiatric care, and then it was 4%. So you're on the other medical, and I made sure they added the 4% and then added the 73 on top of it. Don't add the 73 and then add the 4%. We had that conversation too.
Yeah.
So it's
Somewhere in the range of about 28,000.
Yes, sir. Maybe, I think it's 34.
34. Well, given we have been able to hold this steady basically since 2015 is quite a feat.
Yes.
So, any other questions or comments? Entertain a motion with sheriff's authorization to sign or judge's authorization to sign.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve amendment number 9 to the Southern Health Partners contract for inmate medical care and psychiatric care in the Henderson County Justice Center with the judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor? Item passes unanimously. Item number 6 is consider and take action on a request for out-of-state travel to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the ROCIC Homicide Conference for the Henderson County Sheriff's Office. Sheriff.
Yes, sir. This is we are a member of ROCIC, and that is a organization where if we are in need of certain equipment that we don't have, we can basically call them, and if they have it available, they'll send it or put it to us on a wait list for said equipment. We've used it in the past for like ground penetrating radar and stuff like that. They are having a homicide conference and in Chattanooga, Tennessee, September 10th through the 13th. And we do have some of the topics that they're talking about at the conference is the reason that I am requesting to go to this conference. We do have several cold case homicides we're working, and we also have several of those cases I'm working with genealogists and trying to identify suspects through genealogy. And that's something I know very little about as far as genealogy, and they're going to touch on both of those topics at this conference. So I'm requesting to go. So it's $150 for registration, and it'll be a hotel, and won't be flying, we'll be driving.
Questions for the sheriff? Anything from audit? Yeah. Entertain a motion.
So moved to approve.
I'll second it.
Motion made by Commissioner Tilley and second by Commissioner McCann to approve the request of out-of-state travel to Chattanooga, Tennessee for the ROCIC Homicide Conference for the Henderson County Sheriff's Office. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Item number 7, consider and take action on a request from the Henderson County Sheriff's Office to trade 12 seized firearms to Athens Army, Navy, and Pond for replacement parts for certain duty weapons. Sheriff?
Yes, sir. Some of our duty weapons are needing some bolts and items like that. Their older duty weapons are still in good shape. If we could get these bolts replaced, we do have 12 seized firearms that Athens Army, Navy, and Pond looked at and gave us a quote on. And if the court allows us to do so, we will just trade those 12 firearms for all the parts that we need for 12 other duty weapons, and then they'll also give us a few magazines for some other weapons. So, and it'll just be a flat trade. There'll be no expenditures either way.
Questions?
Have you done one of these trades with them before?
We actually, a few months ago, we did a trade, and they actually owed us a little money after the trade was over. And it's worked out really good for us. They get the benefit, and so do we. So I'm going to continue. If we can continue to do this in the future, I would love to keep doing it and keep our business local here.
Not only that, it keeps us from getting some value out of these weapons that would otherwise be destroyed.
100%. Those 12 seized firearms, they're just sitting in the armory. We're not going to use them. They're sitting on a shelf. We would eventually just destroy them, cut them up in pieces, and destroy them. So the county's getting a little benefit out of it.
Any other questions or comments? Entertain the motion.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner McCann and seconded by Commissioner Richardson to approve the request from the Henderson County Sheriff's Office to trade 12 seized firearms to Athens Army, Navy, and Pond for replacement parts of certain duty weapons. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously.
Thank you, Court.
Sheriff, thank you. Item 8 is consider and take action on solicitation for bids for the Henderson County Civic Building. This is related to the ARPA state and local fiscal recovery fund projects. Ms. Brown.
Yes, good morning, Court. This is just the next project for our civic building using the ARPA funds. We're asking to go out for bid for construction. We would be placing, if approved, placing these in the paper for Saturday, August 5th. Notifications in the paper, excuse me, for Saturday, August 5th and Saturday, August 12th. And we're requesting the bids be due back to the auditor's office September 11th at 2 p.m. And then we would present them to the committee before presenting them to the court.
Questions?
Well, this is just the next phase on getting the movement on the renovations we're going to do to this building. So, with the use of our ARPA money, pretty well doubling the size of the civic center out there. So.
Correct.
You're correct, Commissioner. With the expansion of the use of the building and the expansion of the footprint and the expansion of the use of the facility, the moving of AgriLife out there for the educational opportunities, the addition of the civic room, and of course the retention of the senior activities and Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
So the expansion.
We're not through the process. We're not taking anything away. We're adding a few things.
Yes, sir. I think that is a very fair statement. Not only that, it's going to increase the usefulness during emergency situations. You know, we use that facility out there as a logistical hub for our emergency responses through COVID, evacuation, so forth. So the concept really fits well for that location, in my opinion.
But I think all of our thoughts were too for the, and we've thought about this for several years now, for a building like that, the usefulness of it, and it pretty well is underutilized.
Yes.
And I think with these additions, that building will be an asset to Henderson County, especially by moving the Ag Extension Office out there and having it more available to the public.
It's a lot easier to get to than the third floor of the courthouse.
Yes, it is.
So
For those that
should
don't
have a lot
know,
more traffic.
yeah, for those that don't know, AgriLife has been on the third floor now 10, 12 years, I guess, since we moved to this building. And AgriLife is no longer cows, pasture, agricultural specific. You know, there's all sorts of programs that they do, coupled with forage, the traditional stuff. And having that, we have such a strong program in Henderson County, it's time to provide this capability for the youth.
And we still have a very large agriculture program and a very large student program, but our healthy living program has continued to grow throughout the years and has become an integral part of the system. So I think this is going to be able to utilize this building in a way that it should be anyway.
In our discussions with Meals on Wheels, they like what we're looking at, right?
Yes, very much. So our discussions, just letting them know how they will be able to use the building, being able to come out of what is now the front of the building and have an awning for bad weather and things like that. That is something that they are really looking forward to because it makes the ease in and out of the building for them.
Because they no longer do any preparations. That's been going for years. It's now prepackaged and sorted.
That's my understanding, yes, sir.
Okay.
And to go along with that, I know in the beginning the building was the purpose of the building was for on-site feeding of Meals on Wheels. So that doesn't happen anymore.
No.
They don't have any on-site feeding. It's all delivered.
Any other thoughts, comments? If not, entertain a motion.
I'll make the motion to go out for bids for the Civic Building.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey and second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the solicitation of bids for the Henderson County Civic Building that is related to the ARPA state and local fiscal recovery fund projects. Any other comments? All those in favor? Item passes unanimously. Item number 9 is consider and take action on a contract with E3 Construction Services implementation contract related to the ARPA state local fiscal recovery fund projects. Ms. Brown?
Yes, sir. So this is the contract now that we have chosen a plan for the Henderson County HVAC system for this annex building. This contract just assists us with getting the project started. And we do have Mr. Brinkley here today if we have any further questions, but it has been reviewed with the county attorney.
Court, questions? Discussion? Mr. Brinkley, would you come forward? This has been reviewed by our county attorney. He's nodding his head back there, I think. Yeah. And this gets us started. We're settling in on what we're looking at for doing for this building and
Correct.
improving the HVAC. That does qualify under the ARPA funding. We get this rolling. Kind of where are we at in that process?
So Jason Brinkley with E3. Thank you, Judge and Commissioners, for allowing me to address this. So we, assuming the court approves this today, will start the implementation or the mobilization in the next 30 to 60 days. You're looking at probably an 8 to 9 month window of construction. So we would get started potentially in the fall, as early as the fall, and hopefully finish up before next summer, which would probably be a vital time to finish HVAC projects.
Court, questions?
We already went out for, you got all your contractors and everything ready to go?
Okay. Any other questions or comments?
This does require authorization to sign.
Okay.
So moved to approve with the judge's authorization to sign.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley, second by Commissioner Spivey, to approve the contract with E3 Construction Services, approve the contract with E3 for construction service implementation related to the ARPA state and local fiscal recovery funds. I'm so tired of these things. With the judge's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? Thanks, sir. All those in favor? Passes unanimously.
Thank you, Judge,
Appreciate it.
Commissioner. Thank you.
Item number 10 is consider and take action to enter into an interlocal agreement with Maybank HD Chipsill parking lot at Lakeview Elementary. Commissioner.
Yes, Court, the interim superintendent at Maybank requested that to see if we could help them with their parking lot at their school once we had finished with the road that we approved for their bus traffic, or for their parent traffic. And so we told them that we would oblige. They will be paying for all they chose the number 1 plan, and will be paying for all the materials.
Questions for the commissioner?
And the school board has already approved the interlocal agreement with the minutes attached.
Okay. Any questions or comments?
Where is this parking lot at?
It's around the school in Gunbarrel at Lakeview Elementary.
We have assisted school districts in the past with this type of work. I know we did Eustis, and I think we did some for Crossroads one time.
Well, we were going to, but they went out. They got somebody cheaper.
Oh, they did? Okay.
Well, we just have to realize that some of Maybank ISD is in Henderson County, or a good portion of it.
2 schools.
2 campuses out of 5?
Yeah.
Yeah. 2 of the 5 campuses are in Henderson County, and dare say, I think the majority of the students are out of Henderson County?
That would be-
Or,
That would be correct.
okay. All right.
Are you gonna get a front row parking out of this?
Reserve parking.
No, because parents and faculty are there, so I'm out.
Any other pertinent discussion? Entertain a motion.
Judge, I move we approve an interlocal agreement with Maybank ISD to chip seal the parking lot at Lakeview Elementary with the judge's authorization to sign.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to approve the interlocal agreement with Maybank ISD for seal coating of the Lakeview Elementary parking lot with the county judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Item number 11, consider and take action on interlocal cooperation agreement contract for labor and equipment use between the city of Pointer and Henderson County. Commissioner Richardson.
Yes, Court, this is an interlocal agreement, the city of Pointer. We've done this with some of the other cities in Precinct 4 and surrounding cities in the county. This is a agreement to do minor things for them, so it's like mow the roads, brush cut, stuff like that. They don't have the equipment to take care of that, and we allow $5,000 a year in equipment and labor while we're in the area. We try to help them out with some of these small things that they need in their cities.
Questions for the commissioner? Hearing none, entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to enter into an interlocal agreement contract between the city of Pointer and Henderson County with the judge's authorization to sign.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and seconded by Commissioner McCann to approve the interlocal cooperation agreement contract for labor and equipment use between the city of Pointer and Henderson County with the judge's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Item 12 is receive financial reports. We have none. Item 13 is consider and take action on payroll distributions and accounts cash sheets. We've got several.
Yes, got the weekly totals for payroll number 13 and 14 to get approved.
Okay. Questions on either payroll? Hearing none, entertain a motion for both.
I'll make the motion to approve accounts cash sheet 13 and 14.
Second.
Payroll.
Payroll, sorry.
That's okay. Second.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Spivey, second by Commissioner Tooley to approve the payroll distributions for biweekly 13 and 14 as presented. All those in favor? Item passes unanimously.
Thank you, Court.
Thank you. Item 14 is consider and take action on submitted contracts, and we have one today, which is Brown Foundation repair. This is in association with the work that's being done over at the judicial complex with the plumbing work. And what this is a flowable fill that will allow us to gain probably 3 weeks in the process, and it even comes in at a lesser cost than what it would be if we had to pack all the dirt back in underneath the building where we've taken out in making the plumbing repairs. Commissioner Spivey has agreed to assist us in moving the dirt back here that we're taking out, which was actually a considerable savings in what a turnkey would have been. Saved us $10,000 to $12,000. But right now we're anticipating that this will begin early next week. We're hoping for Monday morning. But this will allow us to get moving rather quickly. Be happy to answer any questions. Hearing no questions, can I entertain a motion?
I'd like to make a motion to move in with Brown Foundation repair for the contract to the buildable flow for the judicial building.
I'll second.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson and seconded by Commissioner Spivey to approve the contract with Brown Foundation Repair for work at the judicial complex with the judge's authorization to sign.
Judge's authorization to sign. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Commissioner Richardson, thank you for putting us on this, because the time we're going to save is going to help tremendously with the operations of the courts. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Just make sure everything flows before we fill it up.
All those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. Thank you both, and Commissioner Spivey, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Item 15, consider and take action on a request for right-of-way permit.
One out of precinct 2 and 2 out of precinct 3.
Commissioner Tulip.
Yes, sir. East Cedar Creek's requesting to bore a 80-foot, 2-inch main underneath Pleasant Drive at 104 Pleasant Drive. They've had some low water pressure, and so they're just going to try to tie 2 mains together. They did have this as an emergency request, but I asked them to hold off until we could get it approved. There is going to be attached photograph showing the location, and Judge, I did have given you one of those to pass down to the east end, but one of those photos will be attached to the back of the right-of-way.
Pleasant Drive, what subdivisions?
This will be in the Leisure Land subdivision.
Questions for the commissioner? Entertain a motion.
Move we approve the proposed utility line activity for East Cedar Creek to bore 80-foot
And it also says Shady Shores on the permit.
That's where
The intersection.
kind of getting them to that area.
With the commissioner's authorization to sign. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Passes unanimously. Commissioner?
Yes, I have one from Charter Spectrum on for a fiber optic cable on 3913. It's 1,009 feet of aerial fiber optic cable and 4 volts.
Questions for the commissioner?
Hearing none, I'll make the motion. We approve the proposed utility line activity for Charter Spectrum on County Road 3913.
I'll second the motion with the commissioner's authorization.
With the commissioner's authorization to sign.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the right-of-way agreement with Charter Spectrum for the installation of fiber optic cable and vaults on County Road 3913. Commissioner's authorization to sign. Those in favor of the motion? Passes unanimously. You have another?
I have another one from Charter Spectrum. Fiber optic cable on County Roads 3704, 3720, 3623, 3620, 3622, 3621, 3518, 3823, 3820, and 3619. And this was for 36,810 feet of aerial fiber optic cable, 400 feet underground, and 2 volts.
Wow.
So
Questions?
there's another,
We're in precinct 3.
there's another close to 7 miles. Hearing none, I move to approve the proposed utility line activity for Charter Spectrum for fiber optic cable on the roads mentioned in the permit
I'll second his motion.
with the commissioner's signature.
Motion made by Commissioner McCam, second by Commissioner Richardson to approve the right-of-way agreement with Charter Spectrum for the aforementioned roads with the judges, with the commissioner's authorization to sign. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously. Item 16, consider and take action on submitted budget amendments, which we have none. And then item 17 is consider and take action on payment of bills. Mr. Carpenter.
We have fiscal year 2023 in the amount of $299,508.
Commissioner?
Yes, Court, this plat here is in the Oak Hill subdivision. They're taking two lots, Lot 6 and 7, and they're creating Lot 6A and 7A. You'll notice in this plat that there's actually two different property owners, and I think this was in a probate, and the signatures on the signing of the plat has been verified in the back up there with the probate from the judge's court, giving the authorization to sign for the trust.
Questions for the commissioner? Entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion on the replats of Lot 6 and 7 in the Oak Hill subdivision, creating Lot 6-A and 7-A for filing purposes only.
I'll second the motion.
Motion made by Commissioner Richardson, second by Commissioner McCam to approve the replat in the Oak Hill subdivision, creating lots 6A, 6-A and 7-A for filing purposes only. Any further comments? All those in favor? Item passes unanimously. Item 19 is open and considered bids, of which we have none, and then comes to item 20, which is consider and take action to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Tooley and second by Commissioner Spivey to adjourn at 9:43. All those in favor of the motion? Item passes unanimously.